Get started earning six figures working from home. All you need is a smartphone. In this video, we're gonna break down how you can earn six figures working from home with absolutely no experience. Just like former youth pastor Todd, who earned $200,000 in his very first year, or Chris, who earns $20,000 per month consistently, or just like Kyle, who earns $15,000 per month consistently, all working from home. And my buddy Bobby earned over $8,000 last month working part-time as a stay-at-home dad. Even if you just want to work a couple hours a week and earn just a couple $1,000s extra every single month, this video will be very valuable to you. What's up, guys? Adam Millsworth here, and I have today with me my buddy Bobby Flores. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, man?
Bobby, he earned over $8,000 last month working from home as a part-time stay-at-home dad. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's super cool. First thing I want to tackle, and we'll go through a couple of these and tell you exactly what he's doing in a second. But the first, so this is a remote sales position. So first of all, man, like, why sales?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, sales for me, I love the unlimited, potential for income. I love that I don't have to know that I'm going to get paid the same amount every single month, right? No matter how hard I work, my effort is going to be rewarded based, my paycheck is going to look like my work. The other two things that come to mind, flexibility, right? As you mentioned, stay-at-home dad, like I work part-time, my wife owns her own business, so we're both basically going off and on with the boys, and I love that I can work from here, or if we need some, time in Austin with family, we go down there and, I can work from there. It doesn't matter where I'm at, I can work. And the other thing is, that if you have good people skills, right? If you have the ability to sell, like doesn't matter what role you're in, doesn't matter what industry you're in, being able to sell is super valuable.
Yeah.
And if if you can have a conversation with somebody, if you can actually genuinely care about them, even if it's for a window of like 30 minutes, but for those 30 minutes you can really focus in and care about them, you can do this well, and that'll come off and people will trust you.
Totally. And the other thing I would say is really selling. If you have a product that you believe in, that actually helps people, selling is helping, right? I believe that sales is one of the most valuable skill sets that you can have, because regardless of industry, regardless of what you're really doing specifically, you can always go out and get another job in sales, and sales will never go away. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting you mentioned the whole belief in the product, because that's 100% true. When I first started, I didn't start as fast as I'm doing now. And the reason was I was used to selling in my past kind of like really inexpensive but not very valuable products. It was hard to make a living off of that, and it took a while to build a conviction. And once I understood the product better and understood that I was actually benefiting the client, benefiting them by having them pay a little bit more for a product that was much better for them, everything changed.
Next question I would have, man, is why insurance? So for you guys watching here, Bobby here is in a life insurance sales position, working remotely from home, and he does specifically mortgage protection insurance. So first of all, man, like, why insurance?
Yeah, what I like about mortgage protection life insurance, and specifically being a remote state licensed broker, is that I can help anybody. Like, if you don't have any money, right, and you just need something, the smallest potential policy to take care of your family, I can help you. If you have diabetes, if you've had cancer, if you've had a heart attack, right, like, doesn't matter what you have. I've insured a guy who had a stroke and was bedbound for the rest of his life. Like, I can insure you.
Yeah.
Right? I love that I can help anybody. And on the other side, like, if you have the means and you want a product that is going to like really be an asset and not just another bill for you monthly, right? But you can actually be creative in the way that you build wealth, right? That you can borrow money tax-free, right? Or tax-favored, I should say. There's some great products out there. Insurance has some pretty phenomenal products.
That's cool. So the majority of your sales right now are in mortgage protection, it sounds like. But those other avenues sound like different products. Does that sound right?
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of half and half right now. I call them based off of mortgage protection, right? And that's what we're doing, is we're getting the policy that's going to make sure their house is paid off if they were not only to die, but to become sick or injured, right, or disabled. Like, those living benefits are massive, right? And so I start there, but a lot of times the conversation leads, once we get an understanding of the products, the conversation leads to more, well, like, what do I want this policy to do for me? Do I want it just to pay off my house, or would I like to see some money back from it? So we have a good conversation around that.
Cool, man. So the next question I would have is like, how hard is this job really? Like, can anybody do it? You know, like, do I have to be on the phone for 10 hours a day? Am I getting people saying F off? Or like, what does that entail as far as difficulty level goes?
Yeah, that's a great question. The process is simple, okay? Like the system is proven, it works. So that part is easy, right? But basically getting up every day and being able to face some rejection, right? That's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like that's the hard part. The hard part is not the actual process of making the money, right? You make dials, right? You set meetings, you know products, you help them with it.
Yeah.
But the fear, I think, is what stops people, right? The things that they tell themselves in their head that's not true, but they believe it for a little bit. And we can coach people through that. That's not a problem, right? But that is gonna be there. We expect it. So the job is not hard in that sense. It's a simple process once you follow it.
Yeah, that's really cool that anybody can do it, no experience. There are some hard things that you have to do, but anything worth doing is going to be a little bit hard and uncomfortable. We can put you through that.
You asked that question about, am I getting on the phone 10 hours a day?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have 10 hours a day, right? Like, I barely have like 4,
Yep.
right? And so I probably work between 25 to 30 hours a week max.
Yep.
Okay. And it's when my kids are in school and they're not in school long because they're young. But basically, so I have to make as little dials as possible so that I can set the most amount of meetings.
Yep.
Right. There are different levels, right? You can buy some leads that are going to cost a little bit less, and you're going to make a lot more dials, but you're still going to set meetings, right? Or you can buy better leads and make less dials, which is what I do.
Yeah, and we'll get into that in the next video a little bit more in depth. And if you want to click on that video, it'd be in the top right hand corner or in the description below. You really work from home. How does that work? How are you meeting with families and protecting them and doing that all working from home?
Yeah, no, I really do work from home. We're literally sitting in my office right now, okay, in my house. And so, and it's great. You know, in my former insurance role, I wore a suit every single day, drove to the office, right? And so that's just a whole nother world where the pandemic really changed things, you know. And so now, and I live in Texas, right? So I only worked with people here in the Texas area, in the Dallas, Texas area. And now I work with 99% of my clients are from California.
No way.
Yeah, so I'm only working with California, and the reason is the time zone change helps. When my kids are asleep, I can still do meetings, right? It just, when I get them started in the morning and I miss those special dialing hours, right, from 9 to 11, I can hit 9 to 11 in California because it's 11 to 1 here.
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah.
So it works really great. I only work from home. I do all virtual meetings. People, you know, I let them know, hey, I live in Texas. The pandemic changed things, and now I don't have to come to your house.
Yeah.
I can do a virtual meeting.
Yeah.
So
Which is more convenient for everybody anyway.
saves time.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have to clean up when I'm coming over.
Yeah.
Right, it's great.
So with this work from home remote position in insurance, what results have you seen, both financially and outside of that with your family?
Yeah, you know, financially, we mentioned earlier, right? $8,000 a month, like that's a nice life.
Yeah, working 25
you know,
hours a week.
working 25 hours a week, right? Like the money's coming in, like the system works, and so that's been great. And as far as family time, you know, I get to walk my boys to the park in the middle of the day, right? Like I feel like I have a lot more flexibility. I'm not super stressed. Yeah, I mean, my wife and I have taken several trips. We take one every month. I have trips planned for the next 3 months. I'm going to Albuquerque, New Mexico, Denver, Colorado. I'm going to Branson, Missouri,
Cool.
right? And so knowing that even if I wanted to work there, I could, it's pretty great.
What would you say to somebody, you know, maybe watching this video, maybe looking for a remote work from home sales position, and you know, what would you say to them if you were sitting with me, right?
Sure. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, if you want to chat and you want to learn a little bit more and ask some more specific questions, right?
Cool.
Like I'm happy to dive in. I'm happy to give you a better idea of my schedule and what that looks like and how many dials I'm making and how many meetings I'm setting, right? Like how do I figure out what I'm going to sell each person, right? How do I figure out the right products?
Yeah.
So yeah, anything, I'm an open book.
Okay, cool. And I'll put Bobby's stuff in the description below. You can even book a call with me and we can chat about it as well. So look at that in the description below. If you have any questions, again, we're open books. We'd be happy to chat. Now you're probably wondering, like, okay, that's cool. That's a lot of surface level information, right?
Yeah.
How do you actually go and do this thing, right? How do you learn? I have no experience. What am I supposed to do? You don't have to go call your friends and family, first of all. This isn't, you know, you're not selling your grandma's supplements or anything, right? So the first thing to do is, if you're interested, absolutely get on a call with Bobby. He's awesome. He's not going to pressure you into anything. He's just going to have a frank chat with you. So the good news as well is we are creating another video. So if you're watching this later, a month from now, we've already got that created. So that'll be in the description or on the top right. And you can go and watch that tactically, how to go from $0 to $100,000 in your very first year with no experience. Question of the day, are you looking for a work from home job? If you are, let us know in the comments below. Let us know what you think about the video, and we'll see you in the next video.
See ya.